إنما يخشى الله من عباده العلماء.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه ومن تبعه بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. آمين. أما بعد, we are going to start the class number, I don't remember, it's 10 or 11 or 12, but it is actually, I can find out in a second which one, and so we don't make a mistake. It's actually 11, so 11, and the day is 23 of Rabi' Awal, and 14th, 22nd of Rabi' Awal, and 13th of September 25. We are going to start today the class on what is called in Usool Fiqh الدلالات. الدلالة is an indication of something, is indication how to indicate something, but here it's an indication of speech, of different types of speech, and what you can actually get from a sentence. It's not limited to the Arabic language. It's something that can be used in any language. It's logic. It's embedded in the human brain. How we use language and what we can get from whatever sentence we speak, we say, and in what form. So it is called the indications. It's also in all legal systems, like in all man-made laws, you will find that they discuss this chapter. So they discuss the language of the law. How do you extract meanings from whatever written, because whatever written in a certain way, and they want to understand the intention of the lawmaker or lawmakers. For them, the lawmakers are those who wrote the law, humans. For us, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so it's only applied to Quran. There are two main ways, fundamental ways to actually talk about these indications, or how we understand what can we get from sentences. It's called in Arabic المنطوق والمفهوم. المنطوق first is whatever said, whatever written and said in a sentence on its own, that are the letters are saying, with no thinking beyond that. So it refers to the fundamental concept is the explicit. It's called the explicit, المنطوق, the explicit, because نطق is to pronounce, to say. فالمنطوق is the explicit, or the literal meaning of the text, the religious text, the Quran, the literal meaning. The literal here, because we will find that it is not literal 100%, but it is derived from the letters or the words that is being written directly. That's why it came in this section of al-mantuq, the explicit. Otherwise, it would be in the other one, which is al-mafhum. Al-mafhum, fahima means to understand, means you need to make your brain works a little bit so you can get what the statement might mean, or might include, or might refer to, or might imply. So it needs some working. It's mafhum. So implicit meaning or inference drawn from the text. So these are the two. So we're going to talk first about المنطوق. المنطوق, which is explicit meaning, refers to two. There are three types we can really take from derive from المنطوق, because المنطوق is what is understood directly or indicated directly from the wording of the text, and it occurs in three ways. We understand it in three ways. The first is called دلالة العبارة, the direct expression, and the second one is دلالة الاقتضاء, which is required meaning or necessarily implied or implied necessity, and the third one is دلالة العبارة. دلالة العبارة is means the implication of the sentence. So دلالة الإشارة, دلالة العبارة, دلالة الإشارة, and دلالة الاقتضاء, the three. دلالة العبارة, what does it mean دلالة العبارة? دلالة العبارة is the direct explicit meaning or understanding that a person gets from the wording of the sentence itself, whether the text is nas or zahir. You remember before we talked that a sentence can be nas in a meaning or zahir in a meaning. Nas, to remind you, nas means whatever this sentence came to indicate. You see, that's a nas. Like the ayah, for instance, فاجتنبوا الرجس من الأوثان واجتنبوا قول الزور. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, حرمت عليكم الميتة والدم ولحم الخنزير وما أهل لغير الله به. This, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, it was made haram for you, al-maytah, the dead, dam, the blood, ولحم الخنزير, and the pig meat. وما أهل لغير الله به, and whatever was slaughtered for anything other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this ayah is a nas, came to deliver this meaning, these four things, that they are haram. Al-Zahir is other things like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فإن خفتم ألا تقسطوا في اليتامى, if you are afraid you are not going to be just or fair to the orphans, فانكحوا ما طاب لكم من النساء مثنى وثلاثة ورباع. So this ayah came in order to answer or give a solution to being fair to the orphans. But actually it delivered another thing. From Zahir al-Ayah, we can take that a person can marry 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's Zahir in this. So I'm just reminding you it's not Zahir. So whether, so Dalalat al-Ibara is whatever you understand, whether it's Nas or Zah. It's called Dalalat al-Ibara. So it's actually you can see that it's another type of categorizing the understanding of the text. So دلالة العبارة, the direct expression, is what explicitly understood, whether it's nas or it is ظاهر. And like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فاجتنبوا الرجس من الأوثان واجتنبوا قول الزور. قول الزور. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, do not come close to the dirt of idols and avoid the false testimony. So this is nas in doing these two things, but it's zahir in saying that al-awthan are najas. That's why in fiqh there is a big discussion about whether if you touch an idol, whether you go take a shower or make wudu or not. That's from the explicit, not from the nas. واجتنبوا قول الزور, and that قول الزور, saying wrong testimony, is something that is actually ظلم. It's very bad because you do bad to people. It's from ظلم. So that's and also أحل الله البيع وحرم الربا. Allah has made البيع halal and made riba haram. So this is nas in differentiating between bay'a and riba, because Jews are said that bay'a مثل الربا. He said no, bay'a is not like riba, but he didn't say البيع ليس كالربا. البيع is not like riba. He didn't say that. He said وأحل الله البيع وحرم الربا. So it tells you the differentiation between the two, the difference between the two, that they are different. But also it tells you that bay' is halal and riba is haram. So this is دلالة العبارة. دلالة العبارة. So دلالة العبارة is whatever understood from the sentence, whether it's nas or ظاهر. The other one, دلالة الإشارة, or they call it إشارة النص. دلالة الإشارة. دلالة الإشارة is the indication by implication. You indicate something but by its implication. So the sentence implies something, so which you indicate actually with this. Like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَلَّا تَعْدِلُوا فَوَاحِدَةً. If you are afraid not to be fair to your wives, so only get married to one. Only. So here, this sentence tells you that you have to be fair between. It tells you many things. You have to be fair to your wives, but if you can't be fair, you have only to take one. But also it implies something, that by law you can't forbid somebody because he cannot be fair. You cannot do that. Because فَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَلَّا تَعْدِلُوا, because it refers to you. You are the judge. If you are afraid not to be fair, so don't. So it means forbid a judge from denying anyone from marrying a second, because it's not up to him. It's up to me. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talked to me. فَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ, you, not judge. So it is not legally, it is not abiding legally to, if somebody thinks that he is not going to commit zulm, no judge can abide him with that. No judge. It is only religiously, and the punishment will be at akhirah. It's not in dunya. But also إشارة النص tells us دلالة العبارة. From دلالة العبارة we understand that no law can forbid you, but with إشارة we understand that إن خفتم ألا تعدلوا فواحدة, that committing ظلم, committing unjust to the wife is haram. You cannot commit unjust to the wife. This is from دلالة الإشارة. إشارة النص. إشارة means pointing out. So the text points out. It doesn't say it in the wording, but it points out that the unjust to the wife is haram. It didn't say. It talks to you about adl and how many to marry, but it didn't tell you about being unfair to the wife. But it actually with ishara, it points out to that unfair to the wife is haram. The third dilala, the third indication is دلالة الاقتضاء. دلالة الاقتضاء is what refers to what the text actually necessitates, because you can't understand the text fully without having this meaning in your mind. Even though it is not explicitly stated, it's not stated, but it has to be this way in order to understand the nas correctly. We'll take examples of دلالة الاقتضاء, the required meaning or implied necessity. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Quran, but if the killer is pardoned by the brother or the slain of the slain, the brother of the slain, then grant the killer a fair follow-up and a payment to him with kindness. So the wording shows that if the guardian of the slain pardons the killer, he must be treated kindly. You have to treat the brother of the slain kindly, and you have to give him the money in a good way, in ihsan. وَأَدَاءٌ إِلَيْهِ بِإِحْسَانٍ. You give it to him, the money, you don't throw it to him, you don't just send somebody with a suitcase or something. It has to be done in a good way. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, الحديث رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من أصيب بدم أو خبل أو خبل الخبل الجراح. الخبل هو الجراح أو خبل which means he was hurt, you had a wound. فهو بالخيار بين ثلاث. You have three options. إما أن يقتص, you take قصاص, you take your equal punishment from the person who did it. أو يأخذ العقل means the money, الدية, the money. أو أن يعفو or you forgive. فإن أراد رابعة فخذوا عليه. If anybody wants one other than the three, stop him. He doesn't have any right other than one of the three. either القصاص or the العقل, money, or عفو. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this ayah فَمَنْ عُفِيَ لَهُ مِنْ أَخِيهِ شَيْءٍ فَإِتْبَاعٌ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ, it gives you nas that in عفو you have to be kind and you give the money with ihsan, and this is اقتضاء. It has to be like that. It has to be اتباع بالمعروف وأداء إليه. So in the case of عفو, اتباع بالمعروف وأداء إليه بإحسان. Also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said إن الله وضع عن أمتي الخطأ والنسيان وما استكرهوا عليه. الخطأ والنسيان, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala lifted here Rasul Sallam said, and Allah have lifted off my ummah the mistakes and forgetfulness and whatever they were coerced to do. But we all know that mistakes cannot be lifted. How can it be lifted? It's done. Some mistake happened and you did this instead of that. So mistakes, it means here the ithm of what you did by mistake. The ithm, the sin of doing this by mistake is lifted. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala lifted it. So it is kind of, you have to add from your mind a word or a necessary meaning in order to understand the full sentence in full, as if you are rewriting it, but so explicit for a little kid. So you add everything. So there are words or some meanings that were like assumed it is there, but it is not actually there. So you add it, you put it in order to understand. So this is الاقتضاء. It's necessity to be there. Like Rasulullah ﷺ said, all the Muslim is haram on the Muslim. His blood, his money, and his honor. But you have to add here something. كل Muslim. It means that all the blood of the Muslim, the money of the Muslim, and the honor of the Muslim is haram على the other Muslims. So it is the كل المسلم here, it implies on its own that it is the blood, the money, and the honor. It is not كل المسلم like anything physical or something. It is these things that you have to understand that here al-Muslim refers to these three things that Muslims acquire, and these are haram for the other Muslim to interfere with or to make harm to. It's not Rasul doesn't mean كل المسلم, the Muslim himself, because no, it's not himself. It's the mal, the dam, and the ird. So these are the dalalat. There is another one that for instance we can see from that there is a hierarchy of these dalalat. It means that which one, if a text come and you find this dilala, this indication, and this indication, which one you take you take first, or you take over the other one? Which one is stronger? There are rutab, there are categorization to these three, and this categorization is دلالة العبارة, direct expression first comes, then the دلالة النص, the إشارة النص, the implication, and then the necessity. These are the categories. And let's take an example of that. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said, وعلى المولود له رزقهن وكسوتهن بالمعروف in Surah Al-Baqarah. Upon the father is provision and clothing in a fair manner, which is of the mother, pays the mother, means رزقهن, the wife that got him the baby. وعلى المولود له رزقهن وكسوتهن بالمعروف. It is upon him. So now we also understand other things that the money of the son, if their son is like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said here that the father is responsible for the mother, but we can see that Rasul salam said to the sons, to their mother, قال من أولى الناس بحسن صحبتي قال أمك قال ثم من قال أمك قال ثم من قال أمك قال ثم من قال أبوك. So he repeated it 3 times. So this means that the son, the nafaqa of the can go. The son can actually pay the nafaqa of the it comes before, if he has to give the sadaqah, his money, his nafaqa to the mother or the father, and he cannot support the two, it's the mother he should do. But the father should do, like we said, وَعَلَى الْمَوْلِدِ لَهُ رِزْقُهُنَّ وَكِسْوَتُهُنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. The father is the one who has to pay. Again, there is the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, أَنْتَ وَمَالُكَ لِأَبِيكَ, you and your money owned by your father. So this strengthens the understanding that the father is the one who actually pays the mother. So so we have here either the son, because he said, and then who? The mother, then who? The mother, then who? The mother, and then who is the father. So nafaqa goes to the mother 3 times in the beginning of the son. But here in nafaqa, the expenses of the mother that gives birth to the kids is on the father, and even the money of the son belongs to the father. So it is the father in any ways who has to pay. So from that we understand that if in nafaqa between the father and the son, no, the father pays. It's not the son. The father pays first. Because here it's understood from دلالة وعلى المولود له, and the father, because and the father has to pay the expenses of the mother, is دلالة actually is دلالة إشارة. It implies by دلالة العبارة, it implies by دلالة الإشارة, which is it's called quasi ownership, the quasi ownership, which is from quiz, which is the not visible, not clear meaning. Actually, it's there, but it is not very clear. So from here we can understand that وعلى المولود له رزقهن وكسوتهن بالمعروف, and the father is upon the father is the provision and clothing of the mother in a fair manner. وكسوتهن بالمعروف is on the father even if we take into consideration قال أمك ثم من قال أمك ثم من قال أمك قال ثم من قال أبوك. So even though he put the mother before, so the nafaqa has to go from the son. Actually, the dilala in the ayah, not the hadith, the dilala of the ayah is much stronger. So this is the these are what we have to say about al-mantuq. Al-mafhum, it's what actually, like I said, al-mafhum is whatever understood, you know, from a text, whatever it's all, even al-mantuq, we understand and think, but al-mantuq is in the wording itself. Somehow it's in the wording itself, but you either have to add something here, you have to take out something, you have to think about it. But al-mafhum is something that what you understand yourself from the text, and it's two. There are two types of mafhum. Which implied meaning, is it not explicit meaning? Explicit meaning al-mantuq. Implied meaning is al-mafhum. Al-mafhum has two. We have two types. One, mafhum al-muwafaqa. Al-muwafaqa is agreeing or agreeable. The mafhum, the understood, the agreement in meaning. It says it's agreement in meaning. Agreement in meaning. And it's called in Arabic few things, because those who read it in Arabic, they can see it they put it in different ways in different books of Usool. Sometimes they call it mafhum al-muwafaqa, sometimes they call it fahwa al-khitab, sometimes lahn al-khitab, sometimes dalil al-khitab. So al-khitab means the text. Khitab. Lahn al-khitab means the lahn is the music, you know. Lahn is the music that accompanies a song. So it's lahn. It's whatever comes to your mind with the wording, as if it's lahn, as if it's the music that comes with the text. That's why Arabs use the word lahn to the implied meaning. So dalil al-khitab, the proof of the khitab from the speech. It's called also fahwa al-khitab. Al-fahwa is the heart of something, so they call it fahwa al-khitab, the heart of the speech. Or mafhum al-muwafaqa, agreement in meeting with it, which is almost used all the time. Mafhum al-muwafaqa. It's what is understood from a text in such a way that unstated matter is even more deserving in the ruling than the stated one. Like I give you a text, and what's implied in the text is even more emphasis than this. Like I give you just an example from life I can think of now. Like if someone says it's it is like very cold outside, and you are going out, and your mother and you say to your mother, oh, should I like take should I like wear a heavy thing, or you carry something like light, heavy, not very heavy. She said, no, you better go out naked with nothing. Of course, we can understand that that it means that you have to do even more, much more than what you suggested, you know. And like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Quran said, فَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفٍّ وَلَا تَنْهَرْهُمَا. And then don't say to your parents, uff. It means the least unagreeable thing of, and do not rebuke them, ولا تنهرهما, don't tell them like go away, or even like a gesture of that. ولا تنهرهما وقل لهما قولا كريما, and tell them a very decent and kind sayings or talk, in a talk. So he said لا تقل لهما off, and don't say off. It means, but by مفهوم الموافقة, with مفهوم الموافقة, with agreement in meaning, that you don't beat them, because somebody said I didn't say off to them, I just beat them, but I never said off. Well, because if you don't say that, if you don't do the less, it is agreement in meaning that you don't do even the worse or the more. So darb or insulting or hitting or whatever is haram by مفهوم الموافقة. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said مثلا إن الذين يأكلون أموال اليتامى ظلما إنما يأكلون في بطونهم نارا, and those who consume the wealth of orphans unjustly are consuming fire in their bellies. So here it is nas in actually it is zahir in well, no, it is nas and zahir as well, because it came for that reason, that it is nas in stating that the consuming, taking the money of the orphans to yourself in unjust way is haram. But this actually means that also, if you are wali of the, if you are the wali of the, if you are the guardian of the orphan, you can go and make bad investment with the money, because it's wasting it as well. You know, and this is from لحن الخطاب, like we said, لحن الخطاب, the meaning that accompanies the speech. Don't take it to yourself and don't waste it, because not taking it means wasting by definition or by necessity. So this is مفهوم الموافقة. The other مفهوم is مفهوم المخالفة. مفهوم المخالفة is to actually state the opposite of what is proven by منطوق. Like you have something like حرمت عليكم الميتة والدم ولحم الخنزير. So with منطوق المخالفة, you say that then other than ميتة and دم اللحم الخنزير, everything is halal. By منطوق, this is what مفهوم المخالفة means with one word, right? To be easy, to understand it easy. Right? So it's assigning the opposite ruling to a case that is excluded by condition or restriction in the stated ruling. So another example, a little bit harder, ومن لم يستطع منكم طولا من يستطع منكم طولا أن ينكح المحصنات المؤمنات فمما ملكت أيمانكم من فتياتكم المؤمنات. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and whoever among you cannot afford to marry free believing woman, then he may marry from those whom you might your right hands possess, whom you own, like as your slaves. So this actually ayah tells you with the mantuq, with its wording, with nas or zahir, that you can marry the mu'min, muhsana, mu'mina, to marry the free believing women. If you cannot, then you can marry those whom you possess in your hand. So here, people who said, looked at this and said, مفهوم المخالفة here is that you do not marry, then you cannot marry. If you can't marry a free woman, then you either marry a ملكة يمين if it's a mu'min, but you cannot marry her if it is not a mu'min. Because here it says ملك اليمين. Here it says من فتياتكم المؤمنات. So مفهوم المخالفة is فتياتكم غير المؤمنات, your girls, your slave female that are not mu'mins, you cannot. It didn't say in the ayah of Nisa, but it is from مفهوم المخالفة, but because the ayah said فمما ملكت, whom you possess from the girls who are mu'min. So مفهوم المخالفة, the opposite is then you cannot marry from the non-mu'min. But actually the fuqaha stood have a conflict in whether they use مفهوم المخالفة or they don't use مفهوم المخالفة altogether. Al-Ahnaf said never use it. They never agreed with it. They said it is forbidden to use مفهوم المخالفة altogether because whatever Allah stated is clear with all what we said now about المنطوق والمفهوم and the nas and all these kind of things. Where did we get this المخالفة? They said it is not stated by any meaning. It might be okay. Why you necessitate that it is there? Al-Jumhur, they said no, because it has a merit. You can understand that it has a merit. You know, in even the daily life, you can see that مفهوم المخالفة has a merit when you use it with your kids or with your wife or whatever. مفهوم المخالفة, sometimes if you say something to your kid and with مفهوم المخالفة he doesn't do it, you said, but I told you to do this, it means that don't do this. I told this, you go and do this. So الفقهاء were actually, الجمهور were more precise, but they put three conditions in order to make it usable. You can use it. The first one is مفهوم الصفة. The الصفة means the attribute. The attribute, it is a ruling if the ruling is linked to a specific quality. A specific quality, when the quality is absent. If there is an attribute like in أن ينكح المحصنات المؤمنات, this attribute of المؤمنات here, it is given to the ruling. So we are actually then if we say if we say you can marry the non-mu'min, then it is wrong. Why? Because sifa is not there. Sifa has to be there because there is a sifa. If he said أن ينكح المحصنات, yes, المحصنات, you can do this or that. But if he attributed المؤمنات and put it in this sifa, put a sifa and attribute, then the attribute has to be then there is a qaid, there is a restriction that your milk al-yamin, the right you own with your right hand, has to be a mu'minah. There are some of them of Ahl Sunnah as well said no, you can. Why? Because he said there is another ayah which is ayah عامة, عموم, general ayah, وأحل لكم ما وراء ذلك in Surah An-Nisa. إنه حرام حرمت عليكم أمهاتكم وكذا كذا وكذا وأحل لكم ما وراء ذلك. So he said, well, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala removed this restriction here with this, and most of the Jumhur said yes, this عموم الآية it takes over the مفهوم المخالفة, and it actually allows a person to marry a mu'minah. The second one is مفهوم العلة. مفهوم العلة is the reason. When the ruling is connected to a reason, there is a certain reason. Like there is a علة. عِلَّة is a reason, certainly, like in قياس. So the reason, like what? Like a sukkar, like to get drunk. علة التحريم, علة the reason to make the getting drunk haram is because it makes to khamr haram is because it makes a person drunk. Right? ما أسكر كثيره فقليله حرام. So the illah here is al-iskar, the getting drunk. So any other thing that actually carries this illah has to be haram, and anything that doesn't carry this illah, if there is no iskar, then بمفهوم المخالفة cannot work with it. مفهوم اللقب, if also it is given a laqab. A laqab means it's categorized, grouped, is something. If the ruling itself is like restricted by a certain type or a certain race or a certain like لي الواجد يحل عرضه وعقابته. اللي means المماطلة, means if somebody owns someone money and he has money, he can pay his loan. So if he started to make mumatala and I don't have it, again, I'm not here today, come after a week, then you can punish him. Because it is not about loan here. He is actually so this means that the person who doesn't have the money, you cannot actually be unfair to him or punish him or do something like this. With مفهوم المخالفة to hadith Rasulullah, لي الواجد يحل عرضه وعقوبته أو عرضه وعقوبته. So these are the three things that actually the Jumhur said you have to consider it in مفهوم المخالفة. If they are there, then the restriction has to be considered. Other than that, you can take مفهوم المخالفة, except in Ahnaf they said we don't take it all together. And saying with that we conclude inshallah in next dars. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.